missed my hand, so keep that in mind.
Mark will probably be editing the next couple as I move anyway, so he
Perfect.
doesn't really use that regardless, I don't think.
No.
Oh, keep that in. I want the episode to open with me discussing how bad I clapped. Hello and welcome to episode 33 of the Drunken Arcanauts Dycairn campaign. I'm Clancy. I'll be your DM today. This is a 5th edition campaign with custom rules, custom setting, a bunch of custom other bullshit. And it's been going on for a little while. So if you're just tuning in now, you probably want to go back. We'll do a short recap of where we were, but really, without context, this is just going to seem like a bunch of murder hobos. With context, it'll still seem that way, but it'll be more sensible. Before I go too far, I do want to give a shout out to our patrons. Scotty O, Jess S, Skate P, Lincoln Mark, Special K, Christian Haydenson, Nathan R, Jared K, Justin C, Cody T, Austin S, Rob M, and Cole J. We really appreciate the support. We hope you guys are still enjoying the show. And honestly, I'd love someday to get the patron list so long that it's pretty annoying to listen to. Like, people are like, okay, I skipped the first 15 to 30 seconds of this because he's going to be doing patrons for a little bit, and I only want to jump in when it gets to my name. That's what I want. So invite your friends. If everybody wants to introduce themselves, I'll do a recap, and then we'll get started.
Hi, I'm Risky, and I'm playing Murder Ghost.
That is
That's
a
my name
strong
now.
drink you got.
Yes, I am sticking with the actual drunken part of our podcast name. But yeah, I'm a ghost who murders. That's all.
What the fuck? I am relevant. I am playing Juniper Hollow, a half-elf monk, and I'm pretty sure I'm probably gonna die soon.
Fingers crossed. My name is Mark. I play everyone's favorite want to warlock. I almost forgot what I was supposed to say because I was being mean to relevant. Everyone's favorite want to warlock, Simon Salazar. I don't. I took some notes, so I remember a little bit what's going on anyway.
I'm Jay, play Victor McCoy, human gunslinger, and total badass.
Okay. So the last episode, you guys had just escaped the city being overrun by the Illithid menace. You were being followed by Illithids and led them through the Palm Grove forest, which, as it turns out, is full of giant man-eating spiders. The ship was attacked. You managed to actually, surprisingly, fight them off pretty well. Even through the failed perception checks that led to you being like totally overwhelmed and covered in them by mostly burning the forest down, but that's fine. Pirates don't care. Most of the pirate crew was lost. All that's left is Captain Bone Chewer and Scar Sniffle. That's it. Everybody else is gone. As you might remember, both of them are skeletal gnolls now. Snot Waffle, who had been turned into a chickadee person, was taken. So that's sad. Basically, where we're going to come to is just a little past that as you guys are settling in the southern coast of the desert there, of the Aortian Desert, and you're coming into the port city of Rumcash. So as you see, there are a number of ships, actual ships in the water, as well as 2 more airships like Captain Bone Chewers. The water ships are clearly moored in the bay, whereas the airships are hovering nearby on the land. As they bring it up, the captain is sort of hand-waving you guys. He's trying to keep the ship going with a really tight crew right now, with a 1 person plus him. So he's a little busy, but he fills you in a little bit. Lets you know that there's some taverns, that you should go to the Busted Mast or Davy's Other Locker. But Polly's Shore is a captain's only bar, so you can't be going in there. That's basically all he tells you. And as he parks the ship and drops the rope ladder down for you to get off, you can hear him barking to Scarsniffle, like, "Bring in the masts! Get those barrels ready! We've got to go get some doubloons so we're ready for the trip." And hand waves you to shore to do whatever you guys would like to do while he gets the ship ready to head south across the ocean. So we're in for a city episode.
And those always go well.
Do we know how long we have until we need to leave again?
It sounds like probably a week and a half while he gets all the things repaired and he gets the goods and everything. It could have been much less, but there's some significant damage from a giant fucking spider crashing the ship through webbing and shit.
Fair.
I say we go take a nap.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys get into town, and it's not a bad place, honestly. It's not huge by any means, but you would expect the populations in the thousands, which, you know, for one of these towns is pretty wild. The center town is full of actual stonework and cobblestone roads and everything, and as you go out, there's gravel and fairly well-maintained stuff, but it's very clear that this is a scallywag sort of town. Maybe not everybody's a pirate, but everybody's got their sea legs. Nobody here doesn't spend significant time in some sort of boat, whether that's fishing, privateering, pirating, or just merchant vessels with a tougher than average crew. This is a town of seafarers. And the shops, taverns, and everything seem to be aware of that. There are also various signs. It seems like there's a festival going on that is known as... Let's see here. Oh, it's known as Scallywag Days. That's why I used that word earlier. Which you can see various things for. That starts up tomorrow, it sounds like. So which of the two, I guess technically there are 3 taverns to go to, all of which have room and board. You can go to the Busted Mast, Davy's Other Locker, or the captain told you not to go to Polly's Shore.
Probably go to the captain's one, right?
Can we tell what people are using for currency here? Is it still fish?
You see a lot of different things. You see gold, you see soul silver, you see fish heads, but it seems like the universal currency is doubloons. That's what you see in addition to those other ones. Like every shop will accept, and it lists like 1 or 2 currencies that you've seen and maybe a few that you haven't, but they all say accepts doubloons.
How many of the fish heads did we even grab?
Well, I put one of every type of currency in my bag of holding. So I don't know how much gold of different currencies I have, but I have quite a bit.
Well, I have gold, so if we want to go and take a nap, because I guess a ghost is very tired, then we could do that, and then we could explore around.
I'm just a little strung out.
So, I mean, Victor, you want to go to the one place that he told us definitely not to go, or we could just go to a safe place where no one's going to oppose us?
My only thought about going to the one he told us not to go to is if all we got to do is lie to get in, then probably it's got better, luxuries than the under the ship folk get. You know what I mean?
Maybe they'll just let us in because we're not under the ship folk either.
What
I
does
don't
that
think they
mean?
really care.
What does that mean?
Under the ship
We're
folk.
not. We're not like we're not the captain. And to them, we're nobodies. So
What if we went and bought a ship and then we are the captain?
Can
Like,
we all be a captain?
co-captain.
Yeah.
How much does a ship cost?
It can't
I-
be that much.
I
10
had to
gold.
guess, probably more than the amount of money we have.
I mean, I have a
collectively.
lot of platinum still.
So we're going to the
Okay, I guess we're going to Polly's shore.
shore.
Let's try Polly Shore, and if they tell us to get lost, they tell us to get lost.
Okay, I guess we're going to the
All
captain's place.
Okay, you show up to Polly's shore, and there's a large orc bouncer outside, and he looks you over, says, "Tribute. Where's your captain's tribute?"
On the ship.
About a giant spider in middle of a forest, and pretty much lost everything.
He looks you over, and he points to the sign next to him, and it says, "Must deposit 10% of most recent gains." And there's a big old slab sitting there. He's like, "Captain's tribute. Also, what's your vessel?"
Yeah, I can't read.
The squealing pig.
Squealing pig.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're new around here. Which
that's
one of
right.
you is the captain?
Me.
Well, I guess me or him or we're co-captains.
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 That's right.
Real modern. Well, we only let one captain per crew in. We had one captain who promoted his whole crew to captain to try and get him in here, and we won't be having none of that. You
Oh.
can take turns, but only one of you at a time. So who's wanting in and who's grabbing your tribute?
I put 50 fish head things on the tribute thing and walk in without them.
Okay. He closes the door behind you and he looks at the rest of you and he says, "Well, your captain made it safe and sound. I'll send him to, what was the name of your ship again?
The squealing pig.
I'll send him to the Squealing Pig after he passes out on grog."
Okay, I hope he doesn't die in there. Do you know how much, just by chance, a ship costs? Because
Oh,
if we all want to
looking
become a
to-
captain, then
looking
something-
to start your own crew, eh?
yeah.
Well, you can join my crew.
But I could be the captain of your crew, probably, right?
Be Captain Pit Sniffer.
Yeah.
How much
I'm-
for your ship?
Oh, well, 200 doubloons would do it.
okay.
And
Well,
how
we
much
got.
is that in soul silver?
Oh, I don't know. I don't do exchange rates. Soul silver is basically worthless to me. I trade in doubloons only.
Okay, let's find a currency exchange then again, and then I don't know if you need any kind of clothes, but that didn't not work out last time. So
Wait, did I even get close?
no, we never went back there. Everything went wrong.
So I'm still naked.
Yeah. People don't seem to judge you here. They're really open-minded.
Oh, okay.
Victor, when you get inside, it's really nice. It's very clean. It's well lit. It's warm. The bar is like a polished oak slab, and the bartender is a little rat person. Introduces himself as Pat the Rat. And he asks you,
What would you like to order?
Just some. Do you guys have whiskey on this side of the water?
he grabs you a bottle of whiskey and hands it to you.
How much does this cost?
Oh, you haven't been to Polly's before.
No.
Your tribute earns you unlimited, whatever you need.
Oh shit. All right. I take the bottle and I go sit down.
There's various captains in here. It's not particularly packed. There's maybe 4 other people. You do see 2 figures in particular that stick out. There's a human gunslinger with a very wide-brimmed hat pulled low, nursing what appears to be some deep brown liquid, and he's got a bottle that looks very similar to yours. There's also a what were they? They were a tabaxi who is got a large feathered hat, who's currently sitting behind a giant pile of bottles. He seems to just be downing one after another. He seems not all that drunk, but he's watching you closely. Other than that, the other person is passed out, and it's a little gnome that has some interesting goggles on his head.
Do I recognize the other gunslinger at all?
Nope. Unknown to you. Even his guns look weird. It's like they're made of a different technology than yours.
I'm gonna go talk to him about his guns.
Okay. You sit down. He raises his hat. He says, "Hello, stranger.
How are
What are
you
you doing?"
today? Well, mostly I was curious about your guns. They look so much different than mine. I just wanted to, respectively from a distance, just look at them and see if I could maybe tinker my own guns to be better than what they are.
He pulls them out, keeps his fingers hooked in the trigger guards, and shows them to you. One has a nice pearl inlaid handle and seems to be made of something almost obsidian black. And then the other one has a deep, maybe like blackish granite pommel on it, handle, but is apparently made out of ivory. No, it doesn't really make sense. The materials that you know of don't work for guns. You need metal, and you need gears, and these don't seem to have any metal at all. Or if they do, it's not a metal you're familiar with. He even pulls them open, and they appear to be 6-shooters each. The bullets inside aren't familiar either. Each one is a different weird color, reds and greens and blues, and all of them look more like ice than metal, maybe crystal. You're not sure, but after maybe a 15-second look, he snaps them shut and reholsters them and says, "Showed you mine."
I pull my guns out and show him mine.
He looks them over. He pours a cup of the whiskey, slides it to you, and then stands up, and he says, "I hope to see you tomorrow," and leaves.
Take a drink of the whiskey, and I grab my bottle, and I also leave. I'm not following him, though. I'm going to go track down these idiots.
Okay. You guys, you're outside. Where are you headed? Are you headed to a tavern to sleep?
Yeah, I need to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
Okay.
nice.
Are you going to the busted mast or Davy's other locker?
Davy's other locker.
You get to Davy's other locker, and it's also a fairly nice establishment. It looks like it's more of a merchant place. There's a human.
Ugh.
Introduces himself as Polly No Beard. Reaches out his hand to greet the first one of you that walks through the door, and you shake his hand.
Sure.
No.
He shakes your hand, and he says, "Welcome, welcome. Oh, it's good to see other merchants in here. We get so many scallywags and cutthroats that sometimes it's just nice to meet some regular old folks. People who sell for a living rather than kill." And
Yep.
he's looking at mostly at Juniper, but when he looks at Simon, he goes, "Also, people who kill are great too."
I've never killed anyone. So we need to sleep. How's that work here?
He goes, "Well, it's only a doubloon for however big a party you have. We can get you 3 or 4 rooms if you've got a large crew waiting outside. And if you have other currencies, we'll take that, although it is a severe markup to deal with the exchange rates and, all that stuff. So, yeah, how many are we looking at? Are we talking 10, 20, 50?
4.
4. Oh, you're like a schooner group. You're a little tiny group. Okay. You got like a rowboat that you're moving your goods with or something. That's wild. Okay. Well,
Were we supposed to get rooms for the rest of the?
do you have a much larger crew? It's generally accepted practice to get everyone in the crew a room.
They prefer to sleep on the ship. It's where they're more comfortable.
Oh, that happens a lot. That's very common. In that case, yeah. So for just 4, it'd be like a quarter of a doubloon. Really, we can get you a large room. 400 square feet, nice beds.
Okay,
What about
is
gold?
That's soul silver.
Soul silver. I mean, I'll take it. I would have to go look up the exchange rate. I also take gold. Again, it would be more expensive for the exchange.
How much gold?
Let's see here. Direct gold to doubloon transaction is roughly 100 gold to a doubloon. So 25 would be a direct plus the expense of getting it changed over. We'll say 40 gold.
Oh, okay.
Where do you exchange it?
Oh, I mean, I have to wait until a money changer comes through.
Can we? Fuck. Do we have 40 gold?
I
yeah,
have 40 gold.
Oh, okay.
Juniper's loaded.
I give him 40 gold.
Okay, he takes it. He not so subtly tests it by banging it on the ground and then trying to bend it. Finally bites it. This is weird gold. I don't know where you got this stamped. And then pockets it and gives you a room key and says, dinner's on the house. You just come down, say your room number. That's paid for with the room. You get stew. That's what we're making. And you each get 2 free drinks. So you can choose whatever you'd like. And I assume you guys are in town for the Scallywag games. So whether you're, competing or watching, definitely, bring up Davy's other locker. Let other people know to stay here. We've got room still.
I don't know if that's probably not ever gonna come up. Okay, so we're gonna go sleep. Bye now.
Victor, I assume you go to Davy's other locker.
Sure. I would assume that I would just go to either and just see if it'd been there or not. And
Yeah.
eventually end up
we'll
there anyway.
we'll say you head to the Busted Mass.
Okay.
They don't have any idea who you're talking about when you show up. You do see another tabaxi, looks similar to the one that had been eyeballing you in the bar. Looks very, very similar, but this one is got hand wraps on and is in a fist fight in the back corner. Seems to be a monitored fight. There's also 4 gnomes that are all in a corner watching the fight with some level of disapproval. But your friends aren't here, so you head over to Davy's other locker. And they quickly recognize the group you're talking about, tell you the room number so you can head on up.
Okay.
Are you guys all just going to rest?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I need to.
I'm at 7 health.
I mostly need
So-
spells.
You guys long rest. It's a fairly uneventful night. But in the morning, you hear some trumpets. And you hear like shouting, somebody walking down the street a few blocks over, just yelling something. It's unintelligible, but it wakes you up.
Must be party time, guys.
All right.
We do get 2 free drinks.
I like Gabe's. That
Let's go
lady
get drunk.
Said Gabe's or whoever that was.
Okay. 10 a.m. You guys go downstairs, and they serve you some bangers and mash. That's what they're making for breakfast. Everybody gets that.
Okay.
So they hand them out along with 2 drinks. Most of the people in here really big on orange juice for breakfast. Orange juice mixed with alcohol, but orange juice nonetheless. It's
Mom
scurvy. Don't want to get it, so they're big on that. You guys can get whatever you like, but while you're there, the sound of that yelling gets closer, and you hear you have 2 hours left to enter into the Scallywag Games. We have 3 teams. 1 more team may enter. 2 hours left to enter the Scallywag Games. As he's yelling.
I hope they get another team. Sounds pretty fun, guys.
I wonder how much they pay.
I wonder
For
what the
winning
prize
these.
is.
Yeah.
Do we get a ship?
The waitress is standing there as you guys are sort of talking. She's refilling what I'm assuming is at least one of you got a screwdriver.
Sure.
And she's like, "Oh, you haven't heard about the Scallywag Games?" And grabs one of the posters and sets it down. And it lists a bunch of, we'll just go ahead and say pirate-themed events. Teams of 4 compete, sending 1 member into each competition before there's a secret finale for the 2 teams that make it through those 4. For each competition won, you get 5 doubloons. But if you win consecutive ones, the prize money doubles. So it goes 5, and then you could win 10 for the next one, and then 20 for the next one, and then 40 for the one after that. And then if you win the finale, that's an additional 80 doubloons. Doubloons are each worth roughly 100 gold. So it's a big money maker. Doubloons are a universal currency.
Once I see that, I just stand up and walk outside to go sign us all up. Don't even ask them.
Okay. The guy's yelling. Are you just going to the guy who's yelling?
Yeah.
You see somebody else sort of rushing along with a peg leg and a hook. He's just a little ahead of you, but you could run past him if you wanted.
I run past him, and when I run past him, I accidentally trip him.
Roll me a, we'll say sleight of hand.
Sleight of foot. 15.
15. You knock a little rock out of the way. You like slightly disengage it out of a little hole, so his peg leg gets stuck in the hole, and he just topples, and it snaps the peg leg. As you get to the guy and you're signing up, you hear, "This was my only chance to have enough money for leg replacements. Oh no!" The guy quickly is signing you up. He goes, "Oh, this is great. 4 teams. 4 teams competing. You know, this is going to be a good one. They have Team Box here. They've won the last 4, so there'll be stiff competition, but you look like a sharp man. What's your team name going to be?"
The Screaming Pigs.
Screaming Pigs. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Why are they screaming?
Screaming Pigs. You know, most teams go with something much shorter, but I like it. I like the Screaming Pigs. Is it the Screaming Pigs or Screaming Pigs?
The Screaming Pigs.
The Screaming Pigs. Okay. And you do have 4 members, correct?
Yes.
Now, which events are each of you signing up for? Do you know?
What events are there?
Well, there are 4 events. There's the pistol shot competition. There's a simulated, stretching it. There's a 1v1 dueling competition on board a fake ship that rocks and rolls in the water. There's a parlay competition. And then there's a treasure race from the center of town to a wreck that will be hidden in the bay.
All right. Fuck. Can I go grab my team real quick? Can you hold on? They're just right around the corner.
Just as long as nobody else gets over here and fills it out before you do. You see the guy with the broken peg leg looks up and starts clawing his way towards it.
Start filling the form out. I'll put obviously me on the pistol. I'll put
Just roll for it.
I feel like relevance probably best for the race. And then the other 2, 1v1 dueling or parlay. Fuck, I'm just gonna roll on that one.
I think it's pretty
Either's
clear.
gonna be bad.
Pretty clear
know,
who
this
would
is
be
gonna be
great at
awesome.
each one. So
What's that?
I think it's pretty clear who would be great at each one.
No.
The listeners
not
are
for
shouting. They're shouting at their radios.
So I'm just gonna roll because Victor wouldn't know. So I'm gonna do 1, 2 is risky for dueling, and 3, 4 is Mark for dueling.
Okay.
3, 4 Mark for dueling.
Great.
Okay.
It's a fucking warlock.
Yep.
Oh boy. Okay.
Hope it's a sword guy.
You can just Eldritch Blast him.
I have a weapon. I've never used it.
Oh boy. Okay. So you finish it, and the man sobs on the ground. His hook is now also snapped off from trying to claw his way across, and he's like, "My hand surgery now." Ah!
I go to pick him up, like help him up, and then halfway through helping him up, I go, "Oh, my team," and I just drop him back on the ground.
And the guy yells, and he goes, "You have 2 hours to report to the wharf, Dock 5." And then he begins yelling, "All teams have been finalized. The Scallywag games are full this year. Introducing Team Box, Team Skulk, Team Herf, and Team the Screaming Pigs." And he continues to repeat this as he yells down the road. Those of you inside the bar hear this addition and are left to wonder if Victor made it in time, since that name has no fucking meaning to any of you.
Well, sucks that Victor didn't get there in time. Oh well, I guess we don't have to do those games. Maybe we could just steal some doubloons.
Victor, you burst through the door.
How good are you at dueling?
Who are you asking?
I'm pretty good.
You're pretty. Oh, well. What if we just maybe lie about who's who name wise?
Yeah, I'm sure that they would believe that I'm a murder ghost.
Well, to be
Makes sense.
fair, I did write Five Gal as the name. To be fair.
Well, that doesn't describe either of us, much like it sounds like the team name you gave them.
Well, we gotta be underdogs. You know, they'll never.
Why didn't
they'll
you
never
just
see
name
it
us
coming.
underdogs instead of pigs?
Well, because if we name ourselves the underdogs, everyone knows we're the underdogs. But if we're the screaming pigs,
Everyone's confused and doesn't know what's going on.
everyone's just really confused.
Is that better or worse?
Well, I'm excited for my duel. That's gonna be cool. Right,
Alright.
Murder Ghost?
I don't. Sure.
You can do it. You can write. But what if you do both of them? And I'll just
Well,
cheer for you.
I wasn't sure which one to put you on the duel because every time we fought, it seems just like both of you always die. So I wasn't really confident on who to put there.
I also murder a lot of people.
Yeah, with
Your
your
name is Murder Ghost. I probably should have put that together, but I did.
with your stinking cloud or whatever.
Yeah. Can we get some more screwdrivers?
The waitress brings another round. She goes, "Wow, real scallywags getting drunk before competition. I love to see it."
Yeah.
And of course, does bring you more screwdrivers.
Are there any money exchangers in this place?
Not yet.
Dang
This is
it.
only your second drink each, so
We also gotta go down to the dock, I think, for this competition, and we might. I don't know how really far or how long it'll take during all these festivals, so we might want to chug these screwdrivers and get down there.
Okay.
as you chug and head on your way, is there anything that you guys wanted to do, or you just want to get down there and figure out what's going on exactly?
We should look for some health potions.
Can't we do that after the games?
We're
might
going
not need them
To
after.
duel.
It's gonna be fine. Nobody's gonna die.
You're not dueling.
Well,
You're
it is
not
called the
dueling either.
Scallywag Games. I feel like someone might die.
Yeah. Pretty sure people just die in their bars.
Can you even die again?
I don't know. I don't want to find out. You want me to stab you and see if you turn into a ghost?
I'm not gonna turn into a ghost
How do you know?
because
I did.
you
You
Good point.
you met with some magic people things at a toboggan.
What?
Toboggan.
That didn't make
toboggan,
any
evil,
sense.
evil toboggan gnomes or whatever. Anyway, okay, so let's try to find some health potions. We could probably find them on our way down there. I don't think it's going to take 2 hours to get to the docks, but it could be the biggest town in the world.
So as you guys are walking, there's some like sort of shitty random shops and stuff. Nothing that seems too great, but you do come across very clearly an apothecary shop called Grog and Dribbles, Grogs and Dribbles.
This seems great.
Going in,
Yeah.
it's apparently behind the counter. You see a large half-orc who introduces himself as Grog. I am Grog. And a goblin who introduces himself as Dribble. And I'm Dribble. And they've got a bunch of different stuff. lined up. Most of it appears to be just empty bottles, but behind them they have some specific grogs and dribbles. There's a health grog, a fire dribble, there's dribble brand cat urine, and there's speed grog.
So how much is the health of grog?
Well, one bottle of health grog's worth about a tenth of a doubloon. Heals 2d8 HP, and you have to pass a certain amount of check, a DC 20 con check, or become grog drunk.
What does that do?
Oh, well, most people have disadvantage on everything while grog drunk.
What if you're already drunk when you get grog drunk?
Then I think you enter some sort of near death. Probably become a ghost.
What if you're already ghost?
Then you die.
Well, this was a good place to come into. Thank you, Murder Ghost, for bringing us here.
We probably don't need health potions.
I don't think we need health potions from this place.
Oh, do you just want a regular health potion, not a health grog?
Yes.
The health grog's really good, though. It's my own custom recipe.
I don't want to die again.
Well, I mean, as long as you pass a DC 20 con check and you're not already drunk, you won't die.
Or a
I'm
ghost.
a ghost. I don't have great con.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, well, okay. Well, there's regular health potions. Those are 20. Those are 2/10 of a doubloon apiece.
Was that 20 gold you were going to say?
2/10 of a doubloon apiece. And they are heal for 2d6 health.
And how much is that in gold?
20.
Oh, okay.
Do you have
I'll
money,
take-
Murder Ghost?
What?
Do you have money? You look poor.
I have some gold. And I have a platinum.
Do you want a fire dribble?
The fuck is that?
It's only 2 doubloons. It's
What
a
is it?
jar of long-lasting fire dribble. If
What is
thrown, the surface will ignite and then burn extremely hot for hours and hours, or until a subject is completely doused in dribble brand cat urine. Deals roughly 2d6 fire damage every round until the target is ash, as well as every time they roll a d100. If they get under a 25, the damage increases by 1d6 to help hasten their burning demise.
I want one of those.
I don't think we need one of
I
those.
don't think you can afford that.
I have platinums.
That's
You
what you
take
want to spend it
platinums?
on.
Platinum is equal to roughly 1 doubloon.
Oh. So how much for the fire stuff and the cat urine and 4 health potions?
Okay, 4 health potions is 8/10 of a doubloon. Cat urine is 2/10 of a balloon. Doubloon. So that's 1 doubloon. And then how much fire dribble did you want?
Just one.
So that's 3 doubloons or 3 platinum.
Okay. That's so fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I got that now.
Okay. You've got 1 pot of fire dribble and 1 jar of dribble brand cat urine.
How much are the speed potions?
The speed grog? Well, the
Oh,
speed
it's-
grog.
Wait, is there a version of the speed just potion and not grog?
No, that's my own invention.
Eh.
Nobody's managed to copy it like they have the health grog.
I see. And similar effects, I imagine, while drinking it.
Well, for the speed grog, it grants an action surge. Upon completion, the character will be sickened and must make a DC 32 con check to regain the ability to do anything except for hurl. The DC goes down by 1 each turn after the first attempt.
Yeah, fuck
Well. You are about to be in a race. Just something to consider. You're gonna puke at the end, but
I think I'll be fine.
Oh, a race. Are you competing in the games?
Yes.
Oh, would you like to be sponsored?
Sponsored.
If you wear Grogs and Dribbles merchandise, I'll give each of you a speed grog on the house.
done.
Yeah. What could go wrong?
He hands you very bright lime green, sort of over hauberks made of flimsy cotton material. Gives you t-shirts to pull over your armor. That's too big for all of you. That says Grog and Dribbles, Grogs and Dribbles, and has caricatures of Grog and Dribble on the back, smiling. And he's like, put them on. I want to see.
Put it on.
You guys all put them on?
No,
Yeah.
Put it on.
I think it's important that we waited till the race to wear this. It'll be more special that way.
I don't have any
Oh.
other clothes.
He goes, well, I guess that makes some sense. But here you go.
And he hands you each a speed grog.
Do you have any sponsored sweatpants?
And he goes, no, but I do have some extra sweatpants if you'd like.
I'll take those.
He gives you some half-orc sweatpants that are way too big, but if you pull the drawstring really tight, they'll stay on.
Okay.
You've got like little kid syndrome where the pants are down on the ground all flopping past your feet. So you're just sort of stomping the last 2 inches of the pants into the mud over and over again.
Good thing I'm not in the race.
Do you head down to the dock at this point? We'll say that
Yeah.
took like half an hour. So
Halfway there,
getting
I
pretty
give my
close.
shirt to just some random kid.
Okay. I'm assuming Murder Ghost and Juniper, you keep your shirts on.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
We made a deal.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Juniper's gotta wear it. So you guys get down there, and you can see that the crowd is being held back, but on seeing your shirts, an event organizer comes up. Oh, come on, this way. You must be team, and he checks his clipboard. The Screaming Pigs. That's a long name. Team the Screaming Pigs. Follow me. And he brings you in, and you see the other 3 teams. Team Box, Team Skulk, and Team Herf. Team Box is made up of 4 nearly identical looking tabaxi. One with a pistol, one with a scimitar, the one that was eyeballing you in the bar that has the large feathery hat, and then one with hand wraps that it's sort of cracking and it's stretching and jumping around. Appears to be some sort of monk. Team Skulk is made up of 4 gnome, apparently artificers, that have various gizmos and gadgets, periscopes, mechanical legs, little creatures climbing around on them that seem to be mechanical. And then Team Herf, which appears to have a human gunslinger, lizard folk caster of some sort, a strangely spectral looking ranger, and a dark elf who also appears to be a monk.
A lot of bugs around here. I didn't know it was such a religious kind of place.
So they're all sort of sitting there, and you can see they're all doing their various things to get ready. The event organizers come over and they say, okay, so now's your last chance to lock in who's competing in what. So we have who doing what? We have the pistol shot competition, and we don't know which 2 teams will be competing in that first, but it does go in order. So the first 2 teams will do pistol shot, and then they'll do the duels, then the parlay, then the treasure race. Then the other 2 teams will do all of those. So first things first, let's take a look here. Pistol shot competition. Who's going to be competing? And from the team box, guy with the pistol. Team Skulk, one of the artificers who has 2 spider-legged little mechanical cannons on each shoulder. Guy from Team Herf is the human gunslinger that you shared a drink with.
Murder Ghost, don't you? You're great with pistols, isn't that right?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm the one that volunteers for that.
And the one guy tips his hat. And she goes, okay, I'm going to need the 4 of you to stand off to the side. We can't be having any mix-ups. And immediately looks at the tabaxi. And the tabaxi is like, what? Just because my family is octuplets doesn't mean we always trade out. And she goes, you were octuplets. That was 4 competitions ago. You're quadruplets now. And he's like, okay, and who's going to be doing the dueling?
Was I doing it? Yeah, I'm doing
Swashbuckler comes up. You see a monk come up and begin to punch the air over and over again. Elf monk. An artificer also comes up. Who's going to be doing the dueling?
I guess I am.
Okay.
I'm just gonna walk up in my sloppy sweatpants.
I'm just picturing out how shit you look compared to the rest of these people.
Hi guys.
They sort of are looking at you. The competition person's like, 1 second. And she goes over to Victor and she goes, there's a troubled individual who's acting like he's part of your team. Who actually is going to be participating in the duels for you?
I look over at Murder Ghost and I just give him 2 thumbs up.
Oh, okay. It's like a Make-A-Wish thing. Okay.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Gives
let's
you
go
2
with
thumbs
that.
up,
Yeah,
and
2
she goes,
thumbs up.
hey, buddy. And she comes back. She goes, sorry about that, man. And claps Murder Ghost on the back and looks at the other competitors and just like, treat him with respect. And says, okay, you guys are going to have to go over there. Now hold hands. And doesn't really check to make sure that happens. Okay, and then the parlay competition. Of course, Captain Big Hat goes over. You get a warlock, the lizard folk comes over, the caster, as well as another artificer. Simon, are you joining?
Yeah.
Okay. And she looks you all over and ushers you to another corner. And then finally, she goes, finally, we have the race. And there's a monk, an artificer, and the spectral ranger, as well as Juniper.
Yep.
Okay. Teams are separated. And she goes, okay, for the pistol shot competition, we're going to have to see who goes against who. So, first up, and she says, I need each member to roll a dice. So, Victor, roll a 6-sided die.
While they do that, I'd telepathically tell Murder Ghost, did you see what that guy tipped his hat? Victor's worn a hat this whole time. He's never looked that cool.
That's true.
We should tell him
He's
about
probably
that.
gonna lose.
You got a 5? You and the Tabaxi both get 5s, whereas the Artificer and the human both get 2s. So quickly you're paired up, and they announce the 2s will go first. That's Giz, the gnome artificer, versus Winter, the gunslinger human, or human gunslinger. At this point, they take them to one of the ships, and they, Victor, they have you and the Tabaxi face away, and then put blindfolds on you. The rest of you are also ordered to turn away and are blindfolded. But you can hear the countdown: 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then a and quickly you hear the sound of running. You hear pistol shots, more pistol shots, some more running, muffled shots, a few other shots, more running, shots, and then a lot of running, then shots, then a few more shots.
Are we supposed to take our blindfolds off?
I don't know. I think it's pretty kind of them to let obviously inferior humans participate in these games, though. Isn't that pretty neat?
You know, I was human.
Well, now you're a ghost, so you're on the good guy side.
A little bit, time goes by, and that's it. All 20. Good job. Great job. Next up, Giz. Then they have another countdown. And then again, you hear footsteps and gunshots, footsteps and gunshots. This one goes for a little bit longer. And that's all 20. Sadly, the time was not as good as Winter. That's too bad. Poor showing there, Giz. Poor showing. And they come back, say, okay, well, that was interesting, wasn't it? And they go, not for you, of course, but for the crowd. It was great. Now we need to get the ship set back up for the next pistol competition. So now we've got to find out who's going to be doing the duels. So who are our duelists?
Me?
The other ones raise their hands. Please roll this die, and we'll see who you pair up against.
I like that there's constructive criticism at the end of this. Good for Giz. Could do better
What
next
do we
time.
roll?
D6.
2.
5, 3, 4. You're against the artificer.
Yeah, fuck
Gnome
that guy.
artificer. So, and you're up first because you rolled lower. So the Tabaxi is going to be against. Sorry, the Tabaxi is going to be against the monk, the swashbuckler is going to be against the monk, and you're against the artificer. So I need to make sure I highlight who's against who here. They lead you to a stage. They don't blindfold anyone for this one. It appears to be a large series of logs that are floating in the water that are going to be rotating underneath your feet. And there's a dock extending out to these logs on either side. Murder Ghost, they start you on one side, and they start the Artificer on the other side. You have to duel each other across these 50-foot logs that are maybe 4 or 5 feet across that are going to be rolling in the water while you're fighting. So you don't necessarily have to stay out of the water, but if you're in the water, you're basically a sitting duck, right? So keep that in mind. And right as they're about to fire the pistol to start the duel, you guys are, of course, you're each at your own dock, and you're 10 feet back on the dock. So with the 50-foot log, a 5-foot jump from the edge of the dock to the log, 10 feet on each dock. That's 50, 60, 70, 50, 60, 70, 80 feet apart when it starts. And that is where we will end episode 33, right as the competition's about to start. So next episode will be the rest of the Scallywag games. And hopefully, nobody has to die.
Go team
Thanks
the
for
Screaming
listening.
Pigs.